Welcome everybody to History International Film Festival 2024. We're here with Hrvoje. He made a film that is on the more documentary, on the reportage side of things. It's called Once Upon a Time in Lower Town. We are very glad to have you with us today. Thanks for joining our festival. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself a little and afterwards telling us a bit about your film, what it is about, what we can expect when watching it online and on site on our festival.
Okay. First of all, thank you for accepting the movie in your festival. Something about me. I'm not a professional filmmaker. I'm not even I don't have a education from any kind of making movies. I studied history and pedagogy. Is it pedagogy a right word in English?
Yeah.
Yes, here in my hometown, Osijek. But from some video on YouTube, I got inspiration. In original, there are 3 documentary films about Lower Town that I made. And each is a Lower Town for people. It's a part of Osijek. Osijek is a town in eastern Croatia. And I had 3 documentary movies called DGO 1, DGO 2, and DGO 3. DGO pronounced on Croatian DGO. It means Lower Town. And from that 3 movies, I took 10 topics to make one festival version. It's the one that you have, that is called Once in the Lower Town, yeah. And about myself, before I start filming this, I don't even record with my mobile phone, never. The prime idea was for me, from my friend, to film it and to edit it, and I need to organize people and talk to them, and etc. etc. But he quickly on first session he didn't show up on second session, and I have about 80 or 19 film session with some people, and on that 3 part of movie, about 200 people was interviewing it. And in this festival version, you will see only maybe 50 of them. Yes. Sorry?
Only.
That's a lot.
Only 50. Only if you take that 200, it's 50 is only. And what you need to know about me, I'm currently employment as an educator in a SOS Children Village. I don't know if you heard it. It's originally from Austria. That institution, yeah. It's about taking care of children who don't have a proper social, how can I say, care.
Yeah.
So this movie is totally a matter in that kind of way.
So
it's in my free time. How can I say? I have zero help or money from any cultural institution, town cultural institution, or some. I send mail to all them and call them, but nobody was interested. And we immediately you say at the beginning that we'll start about talking about problems. This is the problem. We will done it later. What do you know? What do you want to know more
Yeah, maybe
about me?
your film is quite a lot about the perspective of, like you wrote us, the little man of the area, so the normal worker, giving them a authentic voice in your film and giving them the way to tell us about their problems and what the world looks like. So what are the problems that gets tackled in your film? What are the problems that we discuss about when we watch your movie?
And how is the topic of history relevant for your film?
Okay, topic of history. The whole movie gives us a brief history of my town through the 20th century, and Osijek through all 20th century has 4 or 5 different regimes. So in some topics you will see that one of the topics is immigration from other parts of Yugoslavia after World War II. It gives the history of our town, what you can find in the history textbooks, but it also has that street stories. I have an advantage for interviewing the small people is that they don't have a opportunity on national television to tell their stories. Yeah, and it's a great advantage for this. Even one director from our national TV who saw the movie says that they don't get that stories in their shows. For little people, it's hard for them to open to someone they don't know. And all my movie is filmed with this camera. And when you start talking with somebody, after 15 or 20 minutes, he forgot that he's even filmed. And unlike national television, who has all set, and some don't feel comfortable in that situations. So it was a great advantage for me. Problems about making movie was that I was mentioned. No cultural institution of my town was not interesting for making some support or help. How can I say? But if you after the movies was shown, not this festival one, but this 3 of movies, I'm glad that everyone who watched it was glad that they how can I say, joined the movie, not joined the movie, and because we are a small town, we have maybe 17,000 population right now. So everybody from who watched the movie is from Osijek will met some similar face or building in that movie, and that's great for them. And I must say that my town doesn't have any documentary about our town. It has some about music groups in 1760s, but generally, especially the lower town, isn't even mentioned in the tourist guides and TV, and even when any tourist group comes to Osijek, nobody visit Lower Town, and the Lower Town is one of the three oldest part of town of Osijek, so it's here from the beginning. So, and if you tell his story, even Roman ruins that are exist here before in the from first to from first to 5th or 6th century are located in Lower Town. So I think I put it in this festival version. So we can say that we are the oldest part of Osijek, but last when you mention it.
How did you get in contact with the people you interviewed, and how did you find them?
How did I find them? They're all these 200 are friends of mine. Their friends, their parents, their grandparents. So as I mentioned, we are a small town, especially if that's the reason why it was some kind of easy to film it, because everybody who I filmed knows me, or knows my brother, or knows my mother, or knows my friends. So that you will see, and I will say it in any podcast, in any video, in interview that I got, from that 200 people, I bet that 150 will not give interview to anybody. Yes, that's the advantage of my documentary.
Did you learn many new information?
Yes. I even the first idea was how my inspiration. If you look on YouTube, was YouTube serial Who to Talk. I think it's an English name for Kvart Priča. It's about 10 or 15 minutes. The guy from Zagreb took a camera in several neighborhoods and took one host, and he introduced him with his neighbor. And for me, I thought it will be shame that somebody do that in Osijek and not to mention some things and places that I grew up. So I took a camera and idea that I will film about this playground that doesn't exist anymore, that new generation even know that it exists before, because one sport hall is now built on it. And while filming, I was and that was popular for us, born in 90s and in 80s and 90s, but other generation had their places which I don't know. For example, I didn't know that we have a Corso. This is right word. You know what Corso is? The main street. Corso is like we have it in Rijeka, for example, maybe in Italian towns. We also have that, and I learned about how they how can I say, the time that they will allow to be outside, and what kind of music did they get, and for example, how did they listen to music? They have a radio, foreign stations called Radio Luxembourg, and many things I found out. And at the beginning, I thought that I know everything, and that's the some kind of, if when in that 3 movies original, I had around 30 or 40 topics, and when people from Osijek or from Lower Town sees it, they said, "You didn't film it. You didn't film that. You did." But yes, but I know, right? You can't film all that, but I'm sure that they did not familiar with more other topics that they are in their generation. So yes, and it is one more advantage for filming this. While I'm listening to all the generation talking about some old stories, I got inspiration for making a museum for our local football club, which will not be it's my next project. It will not be just football photos, but I will try to relate that football photos with some stuff that is related with that part of decade. I don't know if you have, for example, I'm just now throwing back talking about my right now project. You can cut it off.
That's something we usually ask.
For example, I took photos from footballers in their regular clothes. So you can see by decades in 30s, 40s, 50s how people dressed by that specific decades, for example. Because it tells town's history.
Yeah.
Town's history, and it is easy for me. I was not interested. I'm 38 years old, and before making this movie, Once Upon a Time in Lower Time, I was not interested very much in a local history, but this film gave me inspiration to read only and investigate. Investigate the wrong word. About our local town, and main sources from that is older generation, and they are very, very, very happy to talk about their youth and how was it before, and I'm ready for listening to that, and I think it's approachable to anyone of us if we try to learn more about our town or our part of town.
Yeah, I think it's very important for people to never shy away from new projects, especially film projects. And if it is something very personal, as you did, and something about an historical field that hasn't been worked about too many times, that people should take the opportunity and do something. And I really like that you did it, that you just took a camera, that you just used your contacts, people you know, who your friends and family as well, and you brought in very authentic, first-hand experiences. I really like that it is like the street and its knowledge that we get to see in your documentary. It's something very unique in that regards. And we thank you very much for submitting to our festival and being part of it. We're very glad to have you on board, and we thank you for taking your time for the interview.
Okay, thank you guys.